Now, we're joined for the rest of the hour, the next 52 minutes, by Dr. Michael Savage, a multimedia icon in the conservative, libertarian, constitutional movement. Dr. Savage holds a master's degree in medical botany and a second in a lot of other key research areas. Additionally, he earned his Ph.D. from the University of California at Berkeley in epidemiology and nutrition sciences. He is the author of 25 books, including 4 New York Times bestsellers. He earned the coveted Freedom of Speech Award from Talkers Magazine in 2007, michaelsavage.com or michaelsavage.wnd.com. And when I got his new book in a few days ago and had a chance to start reading it, I haven't finished it yet, it was literally like reading Veritas, because I'm not plagiarizing him. He's not plagiarizing me. Anybody that's sat back for 20 years like I have, 40-something years like he has or longer, and watched what's going on, we're repeating history. But the way he puts it and lays it out really even lit a fire under my butt. The book is Stop the Coming Civil War. I intend to finish it tonight. Got about 3 chapters left. It's a big book, but a powerful read. I have no stock in it. I intend to sell it later as soon as we can get it in. It's Stop the Coming Civil War, My Savage Truth. Michael Savage, #1 New York Times best-selling author. Everything you see with Homeland Security has been flipped from Al-Qaeda and radical Islam to Tea Party, gun owners, returning veterans, libertarian groups, constitutionalist, pro-life groups, the IRS persecuting them, going after free speech, banning Halloween parties, dressing like cowboys or Indians at colleges. It's a tyranny. These people are not liberals like Thomas Jefferson. They are autocratic control freaks like Joseph Stalin. And Dr. Savage has been exposing this for decade after decade after decade, and now it's coming to a head. Homeland Security is fully converting over to go after the American people. The gun confiscation's already begun in New York, California, and other areas. The persecution is right out of, well, Nazi Germany. Hitler from 33 to about 39 ratcheted up political harassment, audits, going after businesses of groups he didn't like. We're seeing a Cold War against anyone loyal to common sense and freedom. Now, I'm done ranting. I want to give Dr. Savage the floor here. But he gets it, I get it, a few others get it, Joseph Farah gets it, but undoubtedly, and I talk to top Pentagon brass on air and off air. I have top CIA sources, you hear them here. People that are on my show right after they brief Congress. The military knows Obama and others are funding radical Islam. They know the borders are open. They know they're letting Ebola in. They know they're shutting down the power plants. They know they're shutting down the businesses and passing taxes to kill the country. This is to bankrupt us under Cloward and Piven, but it's beyond that. And now they want to start a civil war with Obama at its head as the new Lincoln. Now, Savage has been saying that for 8 years. They're now making all the preparations to do it. His book is so timely. It is the talking points of truth. People get it and get it out to others, and if every talk show host covers these points, because I've been living this. I know this is accurate, and it's finally on paper. I never got Obama Deception 2 out. I was too busy. Its subtitle was The Coming Second American Civil War. Okay? So thank God this got put out, but from his gravitas perspective. Now, I'm hyperventilating here, sir, because if people don't pay attention to this, we're not going to save this country, and it's going to collapse in my view. Am I wrong? Am I right? You've got the floor.
Well, I want to start from the point of view of the doubters and the skeptics, Alex. I always think about what the people listening to me who don't agree with us think. Some of them are intelligent, obviously, and they listen to us because they know we're super intelligent, but they don't agree with us. They think we're hysterics or alarmists. So I would start by addressing those who say, come on, you're just trying to peddle a book. What's civil war? Well, first of all, Obama declared a civil war the day he took office. Didn't he say he was going to transform America? Didn't he say he was a transformational president? Well, he's done everything he said he was going to do, but not entirely. He's done it in 6 years, a very good job for the globalists. Take a look at every aspect of this government. And I don't mean just the government. Each chapter is interesting. I rephrased before I published it to the war on. The war on our borders, language, culture. Can anyone listening to Alex's show right now say that they have not attacked the borders? our language and our culture. How about the war on the U.S. military, the war on American medicine? I'll talk about Ebola. If you like your Ebola, you can keep your Ebola. If you like your ED68 virus in your child's school, you can keep your ED68. It was brought in by the trainload from Central America this summer. What I love most is I did a chapter of the war on civil rights. Obama poses as the great champion of civil rights. Oh, really? Tell that to those targeted by the IRS. Tell that to those being snooped on by the NSA. What civil rights? You mean for the rioters and the freeloaders and the grifters? Seems they have civil rights and the rest of us don't. The war in our schools, who can argue that our schools are better than they were before he took office? The children are dumber than they've ever been. We are now below that of, I think, Nicaragua in learning. I've never seen anything like it. When I first moved to California, I loved the fact that I was a poor grad student. I had 2 children, God bless them, and I knew I could never afford to send them to private school. The University of California, Cal State, public schools were at the top of the heap in the country. You know where they are now? About that of Tijuana. I wonder how that happened. So whatever you look at, whatever this person has touched and his radical leftist band of not-so-merry pranksters has been decimated. So he has declared a civil war on us, Alex. It's not like, oh, there's going to be a civil war. There is a civil war. But it's the type that you've been talking about for years, the cloven hoof method. I mean, a Clovis Piven method or whatever. We've all known the little secret methods that they've used, but call it the cloven hoof method. You don't have to start a civil war with a gun. It's far more effective if you do it through brainwashing, and you own the press, and you own the media, and there's a government media complex, which we know exists. All along, Alex, I prayed that there would be some godsend that would save us from this psychotic in the White House and his band of very, very dangerous people. You're going to think I'm a little weird here when I say that Ebola may be the silver lining. Maybe that's going to awaken people to the fact that this man is not only incompetent, but that his radical open borders agenda is going to kill all of us. Just maybe this could be a blessing. What do you think of that idea?
I tend to agree with you. There's now bumper stickers popping up everywhere. We already had a T-shirt in the pipe showing the Obama symbol as the O in Ebola.
Yep.
And the fact that they totally opened up the borders while they're taking our basic liberties with the NSA spying on the Tea Party, the fact that they have Homeland Security saying their main threat is the Tea Party with no violence from the Tea Party. I'm really concerned, like you said a few years ago, that they could pull a false flag and try to blame it on the Liberty Movement.
Thank you. That's the whole book, Stop the Coming Civil War. I warn the readers that they're going to provoke an insurrection with agents provocateurs as a pretext for either martial law or seizing weapons, or worse than that. People say, well, it's only 2 more years left of him. BS. You actually think this guy's going to leave office in 2 years? I'm not so sure of that.
By the way, I used to disagree when people said he would stay, but now I see they're going for broke. We've never seen anything like this.
No, I've never seen anything like it. So, you know, Alex, look, I am trying to get people to read the book, obviously. I don't need to buy a new car. I don't need to buy a new house. I don't need a vacation in Boca Raton. I'm not looking to buy any more bling. As you can see, I have a lot of it on my hands.
You don't need to work 15 hours a day.
No. I'm 72 years old, Alex. I was a Boy Scout when I was a young kid who went around the neighborhood putting out get out the vote cards on doorknobs. My father called the police at 11 at night because I got so into thinking I was a good American, I forgot the time, and I worked my little heart out. Every doorknob in Queens, New York, I hung get out the vote. I thought I was doing some good. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is we're all doing some good. And if you look at the headline on Drudge, party isolates Prez for election. Even his own party recognizes how unpopular he is, Alex. So what's going on? Are people awakening to him or what? If you know, Alex, I got to tell you this in terms of raw numbers. Yesterday, WorldNet Daily did an article on the book, and it said 30 Days to Save America as the head and the lead. It was a good article on the book. You know that it was linked on Drudge. They had 1.2 million hits as of this morning on that one article. Can you believe that in one day? So how is this happening? Who's reading this? Facebook, it was one of the leading stories yesterday. Well, are they waking up or what? Or is it just a joke to them? I don't really know, Alex.
Well, they better wake up because they've got the military. The military's never been more awake, as you know, because they're openly training them. And it even comes out in Fox News, not just your show or my show, but I was sent the documents originally that, quote, the founding fathers wouldn't be welcome in today's military. That you better not be part of the Tea Party or an evangelical. What country did we wake up in where they threaten to court-martial people if they're a Christian? I mean, that is just communist China on steroids.
Michael Savage warns of second civil war, a new book. Michael Savage, conservative radio host, warns of civil war. Some of the headlines on some of the smaller blogs, conservative radio talk shows, Michael Savage warns of coming civil war. But ask yourself why I am not invited on